Yo, what's going on, guys? BotMentality here with another Bitcoin chart analysis. Today is April 8th of 2018, and we'll go ahead and jump into this because we've got some actually really interesting action going on here. Some things have changed since yesterday's video, so we'll go ahead and jump into it. So the market sentiment right now appears to be pretty neutral. The reason why I say that is because just from reading through forum posts and talking to people, what I see is essentially an equal amount of people arguing for and against Bitcoin. Some people betting it's going to go up, some people betting it's going to go down. So no one really knows right now exactly where we're going to go. And one thing I want to point out here regarding the current neutral market sentiment is the fact that when we have news is coming out and it's having a very insignificant impact on the volume of Bitcoin and the price of Bitcoin. You know, we had the news regarding George Soros potentially getting into cryptocurrencies. That didn't really do too much. And then we have some negative news that didn't really do too much. So just really be patient right now, guys. But there's a lot of people, there's a lot of money on the sidelines waiting for an opportunity to get in. So I think that's what's really going to, there's a lot of orders that are layered and some that are just mental of people looking to get in on the sidelines once this thing picks a direction. So we'll go ahead and jump into the 1 hour chart. Now here's the channel I spoke of yesterday. We tested the highs here at 6,880. Then we had the low down here at 6,520. You'll see that we actually pushed up back into that level of 6,880. We had a slight pullback right here, and we actually pushed right up through the highs. We pushed up through these highs here in the 6,900 area. So that's pretty significant. We pushed up through that, and now we re-entered the channel we spoke of previously. I spoke of multiple times in my prior videos, and you'll recognize that as being between the 7,200 right here and also the 6,000. You could just say, we'll say 650. That'll work. Yeah, that channel right there. So this is where we broke back into. Right now, as far as support and resistance, I'd be looking towards the high up here at 72 and the low of 66.50. Now on the hourly time frame, you know, you probably don't want to have that range depending on where you're looking to get long or short. So you want to look a little bit, you want to look at the prior lows we have here at 6,900 and also the high of at 7,200. What I would do if I were you guys, I would draw a line right where that previous resistance used to be. And this upper channel, this is what I'd be focusing on the 1 hour time frame. Where are we going inside of that? Now, the volume hasn't been much. You know, we saw these two volume spikes here on the hourly, one here and one here. And you see how we moved up, plateaued sideways for a little bit, moved up again. And then right when we touched that resistance I spoke of earlier, you know, the resistance we had here, I spoke of yesterday in my prior video, the resistance into 7,100 between 7,200, we actually went downward from that area. So we pulled back and headed back down this way, and we headed down right there. So what that shows is essentially what we had a ton of shorts cover initially when we broke through that bottom channel there at 6,650. We actually pushed upwards up here to 6,900 and sort of put some tests against that. Shorts covered, and we ripped up to the next price level and immediately sold back off down here. What that shows is, guys, this is one thing I mentioned in my video yesterday. These sort of pops, they aren't sustainable. Where you have this volume come in out of nowhere, they're normally not sustainable, especially in the short term. And you can see that as when this got sold off right away. So don't chase those, guys. Do not chase those. You know, even if you chase this one down here on the hourly time frame, you saw this spike head upwards and you bought into this right here. Chances are you would have got shook out on that pullback right there. So don't chase that, guys, especially on the long side as far as getting long. Usually when that happens, there's a higher % chance we'll see a yank back. But what we saw, these two spikes were fueled by shorts covering, essentially. We had a ton of liquidations on Bitfinex, BitMEX, etc. So I'll just be patient regarding that. Focus on the channel. If you're looking to trade the hourly, focus on the channel. Buy the lows, sell the highs. That's what I'd be looking at right now. Now, one thing I wanted to also point out here in the hourly is make sure if you're shorting, have close stops, and as well if you're longing. You don't want to be having a huge range if you're looking to trade the hourly, because we've seen things go both ways, exponential upwards and exponential downwards. So exercise small. I say this every video, guys, but definitely exercise caution when we have action like this. For example, you know, I had that small short here in this area yesterday. My stop was right at that blue line, right above it. And I did end up getting stopped into that because I didn't set any orders down here to cover up. I pretty much just went to sleep, and we saw a push through that. So if I had held, and just held that short, I'd be sitting here holding bags right now. You don't want to do that, guys. Set a close stop. Just pay your opportunity. That's just essentially your opportunity cost. If it works out, great. You'll make a bunch of money. If not, you'll only lose a little bit of money, and that's trading for you. So that's what I'd focus on right now. Bull case, I'll say here on the hourly, is we continue to consolidate between 7,200 and 6,900. We continue to consolidate kind of like this. I'll just draw it out for you guys, make it easier to see. Maybe we push up a little bit to 71, pull back a little bit, and then push up, and then break through up there. Now, if we do break through 7,200 for the bulls on the hourly, we need to see increasing bull volume. This right here on the bottom of the chart, this volume we've been seeing that's been decreasing like that, we can't see that. We need to see it going the opposite direction. We need to see the volume start to slowly pick up like that into that resistance area of 7,200. If we see that volume increase into the break, that bullish volume could easily fuel us, and we could see us moving up towards testing these 7,500 highs on this move upwards. So keep an eye out for that. But guys, if the volume isn't there, it's not going to happen. Or if it does happen and we see one huge spike up there, we're coming right back down. So don't chase that. What we need to see is volume fueling that. So keep an eye out for that in the bull case. Bear case, what happens is, let's say we consolidate here for a little bit longer. Go ahead and draw this here. We consolidate here, say we retest these 7,100 highs and fail and re-enter back into that lower channel I was speaking about in my videos yesterday. If that happens, then we could essentially be looking at what I'll go ahead and draw for you guys. I'm talking about the bear case right now. So on the large scale, back here, if we started March 30th, we see we had these highs and a bottom test, and then we had this high here at 7,500, and then a bottom test. And the bottom I'm referring to is the 6,500 area, and now we're seeing this push right here. So if we reject those highs, this could be a potential sort of really ugly looking head and shoulders pattern, really rough. But what we're really just seeing is a lower high. We saw a higher high, and then we're going back to test those lows. Well, we heard that held that third time. I don't know. If you're short now, what I'd be watching is this high. That's exactly what I'd keep an eye on. You need to watch that high there on Coinbase was $7,064.64. Watch that high. The two resistances you need to pay attention to is the 71, anywhere essentially between 7,100 and 7,200. Definitely 7,200. Keep an eye on that if you're short now. But if it was me, I'd cover if we broke that high. It looks like we're curling up right now. We're going to test it here within the next couple minutes. And then where I'd look to cover if you were short would definitely be down here towards 6,600, or at least start scaling in your covers, because you never know when we could just rip up like this. Okay, you never know when that can happen and we rip up. So definitely make sure you're taking your profits if you're trading the hourly here, guys. Now let's go ahead and jump over to the daily real quick, and we'll talk a little bit about what I'm seeing there. So here on the daily, currently we're on track to close over the highs here on April 5th, and the high was $6,933.11. It looks like we're going to close above that. If we do, great. That's definitely a good sign for the bulls, and we have a good shot at pushing and testing that 7,200 area. Now, the same thing on the daily. If you look, we're seeing decreasing bull volume right here. We need to see increasing bull volume, not decreasing. So if we do turn around and see increasing bull volume, notice the RSI is currently at 39.31. We're approaching the 40 area, which has been prior resistance on the RSI, in this area. If we see increasing bull volume and we see a push, we close above the April 5th highs. What we could see is a push towards the 7,200. If we see volume, we could actually fly through that, and we could test the highs at, over here at 7,520, which would be good. But the thing you need to keep in mind if you're trading this, guys, is anything below 7,500 will technically be a lower high, which would mean we're still playing into this large trend line I've been drawing on previous videos. This sort of consolidation, this wedge we're forming. We're still playing into that. And if you look at the short term, I draw that, connecting these highs, we'd still be playing into that. So if we bounce off of this 7,150, 7,200 area, we're still playing into that, guys. And just be careful with entering longs up that high. Regarding shorts, I would look into, look for that touch on the trend line, the 7,200 area to enter if I were you. And I'd play that channel between, 6,650 all the way up to 7,200. But really the 7,200 area is what I'd be looking for. If you look over here on March 30th and March 31st, we had that 7,200 two highs there. So that's what I'd be looking for on the daily. That's really about it, guys. We're still seeing much of the same. I think it does look good as far as the bull goes, seeing us closing over these 4-5 highs, and we'll really see what happens here soon. Me personally, currently, I don't have any positions on. I'm just being patient. We've seen a lot of choppy action here, guys, and now's not the time to hammer it. And unless you're looking to accumulate for the very, very far future with risk levels in mind, now's not the time to hammer it. Wait for the volume to come in. Wait for higher lows to be made. Wait till we start picking a direction in order to really start hammering the size. And don't freak out if you've been taking little losses trading this chop and all of this. This right here is for the very experienced traders. It's difficult to make money on this, especially if you're new. So don't freak out, guys. What you're looking for is the trend. What you're looking for is this right here. Okay, you're looking to see that consistent uptrend, and we're not getting that right now. What you're looking for, if we go back even further, is this back here, this move. This is what you're looking for when you see the lows are being bought up. So don't freak out about this, guys. The time will come. Be patient, control your size, have the bot mentality. Don't let emotions get involved. And remember, guys, trade like a machine. I'll see you guys tomorrow.